Good day and greetings everyone. Today I want to do something different. Actually, I want to do my first reaction video. And I know reactions live and die with the emotions of people, and I tend to become rather emotional in some moments that sound weird. For those who don't know, I am autistic, which means that my emotions are sometimes triggered by weird things, but they are also sometimes difficult to control, let's say. So I hope you get something out of this, and I hope you will enjoy the song as much as I will. If you wanna do the full song uninterrupted, you can go to Tales in Melody, who has become I'd say my favorite AI creation music channel, or whatever this genre is called. He does some fantastic work. He's a fantastic person too, and just makes brilliant art. And today I wanted to introduce him to a wider audience, and if you're not aware of him, I hope you give his channel a try. He doesn't only do Star Wars content, he also does other franchises like Halo, Mass Effect, Destiny, Fallout and others. I'm mostly interested in the Star Wars ones, so that's what I will cover here, though I may cover a few others as well. That said, today I'll react to a special song of his, which is The Force Unleashed, which has become one of my favorite songs of all time. And I'm not joking, I'm listening to this day in, day out, when I work out, when I push hard for the last rep. For all who don't know, I am also may not look like it in these clothes, but I'm actually a fitness trainer in a studio, and I love to push hard, and that song is just perfect for it. Now, with that being said, let's just go right into the reaction. I think I've talked long enough for the YouTube algorithm, and now we'll just react. I will press the pause button on occasion and just talk if I have to, and go a little bit in depth with my comment. The main reason I'm doing this is so that the creator doesn't have to sit through and read through super long essays of what I liked and disliked about the song, and that in this form I can directly comment where I think there could be some improvement or there is something really, really good. Now, with that said, let's start. I hope this works.
Beneath red sands where shadows kneel, a buried whisper starts to feel. A spark beneath my breathing skin. A gate unlocks. The night walks in.
Now, this example is a very, very classical intro that a lot of bands do, especially in the metal genre, where they do a very low hum or some similar very low sound where the actual melody and everything is not even kicking in yet, and they usually do a short intro that is whispered or something like that. So that is very common among many metal bands, like Disturbed does it a lot. Sometimes Sabaton loves to do that, though they usually do a much more powerful intro. I think this is pretty good so far. Is there anything to improve? I don't think so. I have to say this is the weakest part of the entire video. Yes, this is not a blind reaction. If it is, I will put it in the title. This is the weakest part of the song, and that is exactly how it's supposed to be. Weak doesn't mean bad, it just means that the song only gets better from now on, and that's exactly what an intro is supposed to do. So let's continue.
Like a cell, a polished mask, a hollow shell. But every pulse I tried to hide became a drum on the darker side. No.
So I pause here because who is he talking about? The main character, the singer, whatever you want to call it. I think it is the Jedi, because the Jedi made him suppress his feelings, made himself hide behind a mask. He became a hollow shell, like so many Jedi sadly are, and that when he tried to suppress, something tried to break free, and that led him towards the dark side, which, by the way, happened with many fallen Jedi. So let's continue.
Mercy carved my name in stone, no master grants an unclaimed throne. I took the wound, I took the spark, and wrote my vow across the dark. Let the stars look away, let the weak call it sin.
Here I'm pausing because this line is brilliant. Like, let the weak call it sin. That's how the Sith view the world. The weak people may try to stop you. They may try to rein you in. They don't want you to unleash your power. They want to drag you down on their level and shame you into compliance. Now, you can make all kinds of connections to that if you want, but that's what weak people do. They can't allow you to become stronger, because then they don't know how to handle you, and that's why they put on morality, laws, and other things to make sure that you don't break out and don't unleash your full potential and don't become who you could be. That's why they call it sin, and they hope that calling it sin or whatever ism and whatnot is holding you back enough that you won't unleash who you truly are and become who you can be, and just go along with the crowd and just do whatever the Jedi tell you to, and just be a nice little Padawan who never goes beyond that. So let's continue.
I was forged by the pain, I refuse to stay within.
Sorry for pausing again, but this is again such a brilliant line. Forged by the pain is what, like, I'd say 90% of Sith can say. Most Sith had a terrible childhood, a terrible upbringing, many traumas to live through, and instead of giving up, committing suicide or anything like that, they pushed onward. They were driven by the passions or other areas, and they refused to stay small as they were. Take Darth Bane as example. He was born as basically a slave to a super abusive father who blamed him for the death of his mom that died during Bane's or Dessel's birth, and he was just a miner whose only prospect in life was to waste away his life in working in the mines until he dies from exhaustion and all the bad working conditions right there. He would never even have gotten off the planet because of the way these mining facilities were run. He was basically a wage slave. And yet, despite all of that, having no education, knowing nothing but mining basically, he broke through that. He broke free from those chains. He used his pain to kill his dad. He used his pain to escape the planet on a ship. He used his pain to join the Sith troopers, and he was so forged by his experiences and so hardened by battle that he actually achieved to get the attention of the Siths and receive proper training within the Sith order.
Passion in my bloodline, thunder in my veins, strength within the fracture, power from the chain.
I know, pausing again. Now, first of all, those lines, again, they hit so hard for me personally. I think the passion in my bloodline, that's the entire, the entire thing that the Sith are about. That's the passion that the Sith code speaks about when they say that there is passion. Strength within the fracture, power from the chains. That's, again, I pull out the Darth Bane here. The chains that bind you can be a source of power. The pain that you suffer through, your hatred against those who keep you down, your suffering, your pain from whatever you experienced made you stronger. All the hardships you had to endure, all the barriers you had to break through, all of that gave you willpower. I'll do the bodybuilding reference. the reps that really mean something are the ones that are close to failure, where you can't anymore and you push through with sheer will against the pain. That's the thing that makes you stronger. That's the thing that counts. All the things you did before, those last reps, they are technically not important. That's not where your body learns something. It learns the moment things get extremely difficult. And that's basically the same for your mind. You grow from your difficult experiences. That's why people who never experienced real hardship are such spoiled brats. It's why they take offense to words and are literally feel assaulted or hurt by someone saying a word they don't like, because they never had to deal with anything. Meanwhile, those people who suffered real hardships, they don't care what you call them. They don't care about words or speech. They don't care about many bad things happening, because to them it's just another Tuesday, basically. You have people that have suffered through war that are just... If you lived through a war, how much are you bothered by say a robbery happening in your neighborhood? Do you feel that less safe or something? You've lived through worse, is what I'm saying. That's basically the Sith in a nutshell. They are the athletes. They are the high school people that were told that they can't do something and they did it anyway. They pushed through and became the top of the world because of that. As example, I trained a guy, Bernd Keller. He served in the army. He became so fat he was kicked out of the infantry, and there he was at the bottom of everything. He lost a lot. Let's put it like that. And he trained. And he trained hard, and he became a triathlete. He became a professional triathlete. He ran the Hawaii Ironman, and he won the Hawaii Ironman, despite every doctor, every coach, except me and my uncle, despite him having been kicked out from the army for not being fit enough. That guy won the Ironman in Hawaii in, I think it was 2006. That's a Sith story, basically. So let's continue.
Victory is calling from the edge of night. I will break the iron, I will claim the throne by right. Not as a servant, not on my knees.
Yep, again, sorry. Sorry, Jesus, boy. That's the weird emotional triggers that I'm talking about, by the way. Deep breath. So, this line is such fantastic. Like, that's basically the spirit of the Sith in a nutshell. Not kneeling to anyone, not being anyone's servant. You're only living for yourself and what you want to achieve. That can include other people, but the only one you're bowing to is you yourself.
On my knees, the forces of fire, and the fire answers me.
And I have to take this opportunity to do a little side kick to Darth Bane. The Force is a fire. That also goes for the dark side. The more you spread it, the more powerful you become. It's not a venom. You are wrong. See my video on Darth Bane for details.
A red blade hums like a temple bell. The quiet stars have learned it well. The fearful pray for wars to cease. I learned the cost of borrowed peace. On more abandoned nation.
I'm so sorry, but I learned the cost of borrowed peace. That's what made Revan go dark side, by the way. That's what made Dooku, like Count Dooku, go Darth Tyrannus. That's basically the story of Exar Kun. Borrowed peace is an illusion. There's always conflict, and you can't avoid conflict. As much as you try, you simply can't. There will always be something that's going sour and that's going sideways. So let's continue.
Near the dead king's whisper, rise and dare. My fear became a crown of flame. My anger learned its sacred name. Let the heavens turn cold. Let the old orders fall. I was born from the storm. Now the storm obeys my call. Passion.
before we go back into the chorus, I have to say there's again this wonderful line. I'll go a little bit back. My anger learned its sacred name. That's why Sith take on a new name when they are reborn as a Sith. Almost no Sith goes with their former name that they had before joining the Order. The ancient Sith did, like Marco Ragnos, Tula Kord and stuff, but the Old Republic era Sith, they took on a different name when they become Sith. Dessel became Darth Bane, as example. And the reason is that it is a legit spiritual rebirth. You are not who you used to be. Darth Vader is not Anakin Skywalker. As Darth Vader said, Anakin was weak and he killed him. That's the idea. You leave behind your former weak, trained self, and now you do something different. Now you become someone different, and a different person deserves a different name. Now the Darth title is usually earned, not given. That's the thing. And the Sith name, though, because before Darth Bane was Darth Bane, he was Lord Bane. Before that, he was just Bane. The name changes the moment you join the Sith Order, the religious order. That's basically the spiritual rebirth you're talking about. And the Sith names, I'll do a video on that, but they have meaning. Sometimes it's as obvious as Bane, Malice, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it's mythological, like Darth Phobos. Sometimes it's a little bit more clouded, like Darth Sidious is actually the word insidious with the in dropped, and the name Vader comes from invader with the in dropped, and so on and so forth. But it represents something about you. It represents something that you do, that you were born from, possibly, and most importantly, something that represents your strive, your passion, something you try to do, someone you try to become, something you try to achieve, something that describes you like a proper name should.
Great name! Let the heavens turn cold, let the old orders fall. I was born from the storm, now the storm obeys my call. Passion in my bloodline, thunder in my veins, strength within the fracture, power from the chains, victory is calling.
That's the line that I do my last pushes and my last reps when I'm working out.
From the edge of night, I will break the iron, I will claim the throne by right. Not as a servant, not on my knees, the force is a fire, and the fire answers me. Storm, strength make me more, power open the door, victory chain no more, passion raise.
That's, by the way, the Sith code in a nutshell.
The blade, strength do not fade, power make fate kneel, victory make me real.
You don't need saving if you're a Sith Lord.
Every law bends beneath the will I draw.
That's the Darth title, conquering the laws of physics and nature.
Passion in my bloodline, thunder in my...
And this is the brilliance that Sabaton often does. They make the last chorus with the last line with a choir, and they also usually do a key change so that it sounds more epic. That's basically the Sabaton formula. Works like a charm, instantly feels more epic.
My veins, strength within the fracture, power from the chains, victory is roaring from the mouth of night. I am broken iron, I have crowned myself in firelight. Not as a servant, not on my knees, the force is a fire,
epic way to transition there. The only thing that could be a nice touch is to do an all-female choir at this moment, so that you have a different choir in there as well.
Behind. Let the darkness name me free.
Sith code again, and the temple part about the challenge.
With the throne inside my mind, the fire answers me.
So that's basically the video in a nutshell. What I can say here, fantastic job. The one thing I'd recommend for the future is, first of all, do a second one of those, because I think the Sith code, while it was in there and it was kinda about the Sith code, I think you can do a better explanation of the Sith code in song form. Now, I'm not complaining. This was really, really good. This was I really enjoyed a lot, given that I'm listening to it all day ever since I've discovered it. But I think you can do an even better text than this. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys listen to the original and give the creator Tales in Melody a thumbs up and maybe a sub. As I said, he does many, many great videos. Thank you, have a nice day, and may the force be with you.